Good morning, and thank you for stepping into the File Playland. As always, I'm your File Player, and I wanted to make one more video regarding the top-ranked ESPN card last night, and that was a video regarding the Teofimo Lopez versus Richard Commey fight. Um, Leading into this fight, a lot of the people in my circle that I spoke to had Commey winning this fight. I didn't think so, but shout out to Teofimo for dispatching of Commey in such great fashion. He took him out with a right hand in the second round. Um, Commey is no joke either. Like Commey, his loss. I mean, he's not his only loss, but he lost to Robert Easter when Robert Easter was probably one of the top five prospects in all of the sport. Within that Robert Easter fight against Richard Commey, he knocked down Richard Commey, and the decision actually went to the cards, and they edged it out for Robert Easter, which I thought was the right decision. But I was actually rooting for Commey in that fight because I got love for Ghana and their fighters and the Black Star, their soccer team, especially when they because they beat the U.S. soccer team. But with this fight, um, Richard Comey landed a lead right hand on Teofimo in the first round. I actually had Teofimo losing the first round. Comey wasn't outworking him that much because Teofimo kept answering with those left hands. But then in the second round, Teofimo was actually walking towards Comey's right, stepping to Teofimo's left, and catching him with those short left hooks again. And eventually, he got his head out of the line of fire. It seemed like he was going to hit him with a left, and he came right down the pipe with a right hand, and it was all she wrote. Um, Comey got up a little bit too fast, I thought, and didn't regain his bearings. He should have took a knee, maybe for an 8 count, popped up, walked around the ring, and then continued fighting. But immediately after that knockdown, Teofimo got him against the ropes, and Comey had no answers for him, and the ref called off the fight after. Um, Teofimo had a new face in his corner this time. It was Joey Ganache. If you may remember, he was the coach for Otto Wallin when he fought Tyson Fury. Um, and he was a great lightweight fighter himself. Um, but I thought that helped because his last fight, Teofimo Lopez had a lot of family stuff going on. I think a lot of people within his family, particularly his mom and his sister, took objection to the fact that he was married to his wife. He just got married, and his wife's a little older than him, and I think that had a psychological effect on him. Having your dad as the coach in the midst of having these harlequins from your family like fighting with you probably can't help. And Joey Ganache seems like he's a cool customer, even when he was a fighter. I remember he lost that fight against um God, can't recall right now because I just came home from work. The guy who had the fight with Mickey Ward 3 times, but there was a big brouhaha because um the guy who beat him, which is like a Hall of Fame boxer, and I can't recall, came in like 20 pounds heavier than the weigh-in. But Joey Kanash is like a cool customer. It would be cool if they stood with that relationship. But I like Teofimo Lopez, man. Like I mean, Teofimo Lopez represents um, a similar background to mine as far as like being a Latin cat from Brooklyn. His dad's ghetto. My dad was ghetto. His dad like curses a lot. My dad used to curse a lot. I miss my dad. But any representation of Latin cats that don't talk with a Spanish accent and like wear button down shirts with their chest open, like the movie show, or like talk like like Mexican style, like I think it's a good look, especially when they're from Brooklyn, like I'm from Brooklyn. So shout out to Teofimo Lopez. I mean, like they're saying that the next match for him is Lomachenko. It was rumored that Lomachenko was going to be fighting Richard Commey this summer, and when they announced this fight, it was sort of had the air of he being an eliminator to eventually face Lomachenko. And Teofimo Lopez has been calling out Lomachenko for a little while now. So I mean that match is coming down the pipe. We could all assume now. And do I think he'll beat Lomachenko at this stage? It's gonna be tough, like because Teofimo Lopez doesn't utilize his jab enough. I feel he's a little bit too loopy. I always say that loopy fighters, like you got to worry about them, because once they somebody outworks them, especially on the inside, or gets there faster than them, they sometimes like fighters don't know how to react to that, and they'll just try to put more behind their loopy shots or whatever. I mean, it's just like I guess we'll talk about that when we get there. But big shout out to Teofimo Lopez. I'm actually rooting for him a lot. He's like one of the fighters, personality wise, that I like. Um, you know, he's has that um, interesting nature to him. His wife's a little fox too. Like, so we'll see where his career takes him. But for now, I think he should savor this belt and this victory. But thanks again for checking me out. I mean, think this is gonna be the last fight. This is definitely gonna be the last video I make regarding this top rank card because I'm not talking about no Irish Mickey Conlon, whatever the hell they call him. But thanks again for checking me out. As always, shout out to the entire Lions Den. Make sure you subscribe to Michael Johnson Boxing Talk and More, 503 Lion, Lowe's Dawkins the Pimpin', Thai Boxing, Brooklyn Child Boxing, and all the other fine channels that talk real boxing that are out there, which I may have missed. Thanks. Have a good day. Peace.